My father really was a people person. He was very humble, very driven, and just loved to communicate. And I think he was passionate about most things that he did.
It just came from nowhere. There was nothing to indicate to us that he was getting sick.
I can't remember him ever being ill, never being sick in all the time.
I think like many diseases, they just arrive, and it arrived like a bombshell. He was diagnosed literally the day before my wedding. I don't think at that point he understood the magnitude of what it was he was diagnosed with, and it wasn't until a few days after the wedding that he sat us all down and began to explain to us as much as he could about this disease that had arrived in our family. We'd never heard of myeloma before, and I think myeloma is a disease that very few people know a lot about.
I'd never ever heard of it, but when I approached medical friends of ours, they just, I could see from their face that whatever it was just, it was bad news. And then we had to just face this wedding, and we just did. We just closed a door and just pretended.
My father faced his adversity with absolute optimism. There was no other option. And up until days before he passed away, he had optimism. When the doctors told him that there was nothing more that can be done and to go home,
we all decided to move in here, and it was actually more than a week. It was probably 2 weeks leading up to his eventual passing, and then we stayed for the week following as a mourning process, and it was amazing.
Henry really tried to live life to its fullest, and he just had the most incredible attitude towards his disease.
What resonates with me is my father had said to us, that it's a 3 to 5 year lifespan, and the fact that myeloma is incurable. My father had the illness for 8 years. When he was diagnosed, the drugs that kept him alive those 3 years, they weren't available when he was diagnosed. What we were told to focus on is hope, that there's a lot of money and research that's going into this disease, and although the lifespan at the moment, maybe 3 to 5 years, that can shift.
Because of all of the developments and all of the research that was going on, new drugs came on the market which gave him another opportunity to keep fighting.
There is no certainty on any level that he's going to survive any of the treatment. But I think as my father began to recover, he began to focus on that optimism, of the next drug.
I think that Henry lived in hope. He lived in hope that something would be discovered.
Give Papa a kiss. Go on.
3 weeks before my father passed away, he hosted a lunch at the Alfred for the Alfred Foundation to try and raise money and awareness for his disease. The day after that, he went to hospital basically with pneumonia, but he wanted to send a message.
I think the message that he gave them, and I think the children want to, and so do I, want to continue the work that he was doing. And Henry knew when he was fundraising towards the end of his life that he knew it wasn't going to help him.
We're hoping now with Snowdome that people will understand and learn more about this. And we're hoping that with the money that Snowdome raises, it will raise the profile, but also find a cure.
But obviously the ultimate is the cure. Okay? Now, if not for us, then for the people that follow us. And I think that's equally important.